Welcome to Slash Bash, where today I am bringing you another Choosing Beggar Reddit video. In our first story, a friend that owes me a lot of money is asking for a favor. Let's jump right in. This may not be the traditional choosing beggar that everyone is used to, but I think she's close enough to warrant a post. First, of course, backstory. I have a friend that used to live in my house, but now lives across the country. When she lived in my house, I cut her a really good deal because she's nice, and I was trying to help her get herself back up on her feet after some financial struggles. I normally could have rented her room out for around $700 a month, but instead, she paid me $400 a month with the understanding written into the lease, signed and understood by all, that at the end of the year, she'd move out and have another 24 months to pay me back $2,000. For those doing the math, that's $300 times 12, which is $3,600 saved, of which she had a full 2 years to pay me back the $2,000. The reason behind the math and the delay was that she was trying to get her dream job, and living with me, which was right next to her current job, allowed her to work less hours and not pay for a car while she studied and trained. At the end of the year, she'd apply for this job, get it easily after spending a year training and studying, make good money, and after paying off her biggest impending debts, pay me back as well. I was doing okay financially, not struggling, but absolutely not thriving. So I wanted to help someone achieve their dream job since it seemed so easy. Well, a year passed and she was still there, no dream job. I didn't mind too much as she was a great roommate, tenant, but I had encountered some hard financial times and struggled to pay bills and really could have used that extra $300 a month. Suddenly, she texted me that she had to leave and couldn't pay the current month of rent, but had left her car as payment. She had moved to a different state and left a broken down 1999 Plymouth Neon in lieu of $400 payment. I spent 2 months with it in my driveway trying to sell it and eventually sold it for $200. I asked her about paying me back, the lease agreement, not the last month rent, since she clearly wouldn't be getting this dream job in another state, and she assured me she would once she got back up on her feet again. She never did. It's been maybe 8 years. Fast forward to recently in the Choosing Beggar portion. I talk to this girl maybe once every 6 months. I know she's moved multiple times. She messages me out of the blue saying she'll be back in town in a couple of months, and since she knows I live by the airport, can I pick her up? Sure, of course, absolutely. I think nothing of it until the day before her trip, and I message her to find out she's flying into an airport 2 hours away. Okay, my car gets good gas mileage, so it's only a 4-hour commitment in the middle of the day and about $15 in gas. I update my wife to tell her, and she gets pissed and wants me to cancel on her, but I can't. Even though I know Choosing Beggar purposefully picked that airport to save maybe $50 and withheld the info from me until last minute. So I pick her up at the airport. As soon as she gets in, something feels off. I'd mentally prepped for this, so I just went ahead and asked the question, "Where am I dropping you off at?" since I didn't want to ride 2 hours with uncertainty. She said she'd thought I'd said it would be fine if she crashed at my place for the weekend. We had literally had 4 to 5 lines of communication over the last 6 months, and half was about how my new puppy was aggressive towards people at the house. I said flat, no, that wouldn't work. And she got on her phone and was furiously typing for the next half hour. I later found that she'd reached out to all our mutual friends saying her plans fell through and she needs to couch surf for a weekend. She found a place with a friend of a friend of a friend, but it was an extra half hour out of the way. Also, she had tried to ask if she could meet the aforementioned puppy, but I also shot that down for a multitude of reasons, the least one being that I didn't want to even give her the opportunity to not find another place to stay. I dropped her off and thought that would be it. I was really frustrated and feeling taken advantage of. Oh, and I should also share that she wasn't vaccinated and seemed generally unaware or apathetic about the whole COVID thing in general. So that was fun to find out that she climbed into my tiny car and we spent almost 3 hours sharing oxygen after she flew cross country. Surprise! She messaged me the night before she was leaving, asking me to take her to the airport. I left her on red. Story number 2. Choosing Beggar tries to get local animal rescue to take care of her 3 kids. Summer vacation is about to begin, so the parental emails have also started. Dear Angela, I'm sure you are busy with all the dogs. I want my children to experience the art of selfless giving this summer. They're selfish and unappreciative children. Their father spoils them. I now have custody and feel it is imperative they learn how to be less selfish and more giving. So I have the perfect solution for you and me both for this summer. My boyfriend and I want to go on a camping trip during August. I'm so excited. I feel my children would be impacted greatly by spending this time with you at the shelter. They are 6, 11, and 13. Please send me your physical address so we can meet before our trip. A fan of your mission, Beth. Dear Beth, I'm so glad you emailed me. I had thought for a moment that things were really too calm this Monday morning. We do not have a summer childcare center, nor do we have anyone trained or willing to be trained to serve in that capacity. Why don't you pack up your kids for the month and take them with you? No electric devices and simply enjoy the month of August, teaching them by showing them how not to be selfish. I have some friends that can sign all of you up for a Palmetto Trail cleanup or various organizations you can all partake in and volunteer together. I have a long list if you'd like it. As much as I would love to help you, I'm simply not mentally equipped enough to deal with small children that talk. I'm more of a communicator with furry creatures. I hope you have an amazing summer and send us some photos of your volunteer work. Angela. Angela, I thought you were a good, caring person. You are nothing of the kind, and you're rude. I can't make this up. Story number 3. A choosing beggar sister wants free lodging and to pay her at the same time. I have a short-term rental listed on Airbnb. It is near a huge annual motorcycle rally that attracts between 500,000 to 900,000 people or more. The counting technique is complex from all over the world. My sister and I grew up here, and it wasn't until recently that she showed any interest at all in this event. Now that she lives on the other side of the country, she's all about it. My rental house is next door to my residence, and the only one I have. It is also my only job. We have a very defined tourist season, and I need to hustle and make bank to get through the winter slow season. She knows how this works. My sister informed me one day that for this year's event, she would like to rent out my rental house. I told her in no uncertain terms, I'm a very direct person, that if she were to do that, I could offer her no discounts because that week is absolute peak season and my rates reflect that. It's a 3-bedroom, 2.5-bath house in a historic yet centrally located neighborhood. It has a patio and a Harley-Davidson themed carriage house that has been converted to a bar room and offers motorcycle parking inside the carriage house. She impatiently stated, "Oh, I know you can't give a discount," and then stated she would pay the going rate. Other Airbnb houses in my neighborhood with similar amenities go for upwards of $450 per night. I told her the nightly rate, and there was a long pause. Well, her husband thinks that you should ask my husband if we can house sit for you while you are at the event. I can manage your Airbnb house too. Win-win, right? We take our RV up to the event every year and camp, so our house is empty. We don't have any pets or houseplants, and we have a friend stop by the house and keep an eye on it. We also have cameras to watch. We don't need a house sitter. I tell her no thank you and change the subject. A couple of weeks later, she offers to both house sit and manage my rental house for the low fee of $300 for the week because she knows I'm going to have to hire someone to do it anyway, and she wants to save me money. I tell her I already have someone to take care of emergencies, no thank you. So basically, she wants me to pay her to stay in my house, and she's a total Karen. I don't want her interacting with my guests whatsoever. The absolute nerve. This is John from /bash. Thanks for watching. If you've enjoyed the video and want to be the first to know when the next one drops, subscribe and click on the notifications bell or YouTube isn't going to mention it. We'd love for you to drop a like, share it with your friends, and we will see you in the next one.